Our good pal Dr. Tofu was a mainstay throughout the series' first season. At the break of the second season and the turn towards more off-the-wall, sensational storylines, Dr. Tofu saw his role diminish greatly. In fact, there was a large gap where he didn't appear at all, leaving many wondering if maybe he had been killed off. But no, Dr. Tofu is alive and well, and pops up once in a blue moon to resume his courtship of Kasumi Tendo. To me, the good doctor is a reminder of simpler times, when Ranma 1/2 would slow down and allow for clearer character development, when the series, in my opinion, was at its best. We miss you, Dr. Tofu, and the calm you bring, and that's why you're at number 5 on the countdown. The Ranma 1/2 universe is flooded with evil pretty boy characters, and it seems as if the cream of the crop, Mikado Sanzenin, got trounced by the wave. While I'll give it to you that the concept of martial arts figure skating can only be done so much, Mikado is such a vibrant, unique, and skeevy character that his personality transcends his weird method of battle. To many he played second banana to Azusa Shiratori, and she even made a big return in a future episode. But to me, Mikado was a much more interesting and less annoying character in the Ranma 1/2 universe. Apparently, the animators themselves shared my opinion, as Mikado's gnarly battles on the ice are hands down the best animated scenes in Ranma history. And lastly, in a sea of insane villains, Mikado is unique in his creepiness. No other character is quite as scary. If Ranma 1/2 were ever to come back, let's see more Mikado! Miss Hinako was a very big character in the manga. No, pun intended. In the anime, however, she made an appearance in one measly OAV. Pretty sad, since she's one of the best characters that leaked out of Miss Takahashi's head. Hinako Ninomiya has everything going for her. 2 different bodies with 2 different personalities. One of the coolest signature moves in the Happo 5-yen Satsu. And from what I understand in the manga, an unexplored crush on Son Tendo. There's enough material here for 40, 50 episodes. Should Ranma ever make a return, they would best translate some of her exploits from the manga into animation, for her public cries for more! And we won't shut our yaps until we get our deserving fix of the yin and yang that is Hinako Ninomiya. I've made it no secret, I've got a lot of love for Moose, and I'm sure a lot of y'all thought he'd run away with the number 1 spot. Surprise, surprise, surprise! Even though he can be considered a main character, and even though he's always right there in the thick of things with the others, he always seems to catch the tail end of everything. True, he's part of the series' terrible trio alongside Ryoga and Kuno, but compared to them, he's obviously the 3rd-tier villain. He's kinda like Jawahalo from the old TV show Head of the Class. It's required for he to be there, but not necessarily for he to have something to do. But that should not be the case, for Moose has all the makings of a top villain. A cool look, cool weapons, and that difficult to pull off mix of wimpy and bloodthirsty that made people like Kurt Angle famous. Just think, it would be a fanboy's wet dream to have some further explanation behind this man's background, and the details leading up to his fateful plunge into the Jusenkyo spring that transformed him. Maybe his own OAV or something. The road not traveled. That's Moose, a more than deserving number 2. So, who takes the number 1 spot? Oh yeah, her! How is it possible that one of the most kick-ass characters in all of anime, with legions of fans and admirers worldwide, could simply disappear into the background? My apologies to Moose, but Nabiki Tendo is an underutilized character by definition. She is in many episodes, most times just passing through, and usually doesn't have a whole lot to say, but when she opens her mouth you can bet your Bibi Babka she'll say something profound. Nabiki Tendo has that rebellious attitude that just seems to scream spin-off. She is technically not a villain, but a lot of her actions have less than noble intentions. The way she shizers innocent folk into giving up their cold hard cash. The way she fires off sarcasm and talks down to people. Nabiki is a darker kind of charismatic, one who is incomparable to any other character in any other series. In the later seasons of Ranma 1/2, there were 2 episodes that centered around Nabiki. Season 4's Extra Extra Kuno and Nabiki read all about it, and Season 5's Nabiki, Ranma's new fiancé. I would easily put both these episodes in my personal top 10. She's a material girl in a somewhat less than material world. We all know her, we all love her, but sometimes it's easy to forget where she's at. Well, here's a reminder! Nabiki Tendo's over here in Ranma 1/2 the series, and may we never forget.
ハンマ君のライバル両学。定めはお断りよ。